I'd like to call the City of Richmond meeting to order, November 7th, 2018. Could everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everybody tonight. First item up is our open public forum. Council will allow anybody that wishes to speak on any topic if you're not on the agenda. Seeing nobody here for it, we are going to move on to item 3, approval of the agenda for this evening. The only one I'd like to take off is well 4, being that the water guy is not here, Greg's not here tonight, and I want him to explain why we're going to refix well 4 after we did it 2 years ago.
Good.
So I did like that one removed if possible.
4.
Number 8,
Number 8.
well 4.
Well, 4, yeah. Okay.
If there's no other additions or subtractions, I'll make a motion to accept the approval of the agenda.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of meeting minutes from October 3rd and October 18th workshop. Any questions or comments? And if not, I'd look for a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes for October 3rd and October 18th workshop.
I'll second that motion as well.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of bills paid. Is there any questions on any of the bills that were paid, or? And if not, I'd look for a motion.
So moved.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Consent agenda for this evening, Resolution 173-18, approval of October 2018 journal entries. Item B is Resolution 174-18, acceptance of October's 2018 donations, which happens to be from the Richmond Lions Club. We're out at the park. Item C, acceptance of People Services October's report. Those are our 3 items for consent agenda. I look for a motion or any questions.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Moving on to item 7, industrial use permit agreement and fees. We've talked about this. This is more of a general idea, not necessarily directed at the company that we're looking towards. And Dave, you want to go with it?
Sure, I
there?
can certainly do that. All right, what you guys have in front of you in your packet this evening is an update from what we did at the last meeting at the workshop. The attorney has taken a look at it. It's about the least number of red marks I've seen from the attorney, so I think that's a fairly good agreement. One thing per Jim's comment that he did do was remove all reference to a particular permit holder and refer to it as just the permittee. So you'll see that in there, so it is a general agreement that we can use with industrial requests in the future as well. So I think it's like Jim said, this is a real good start to something that when we have somebody come to town, that we can move a little quicker on it. We'll actually set the rates with a future adoption of the fee schedule. So basically, I think this is a good document that's been a work in progress for quite some time. Hopefully you guys had a chance to read it. It's not the most exciting document ever, but it is, I think it's something good to protect the city of Richmond, and it gets us some revenue too. So, questions for me on that one?
If it's whatever be, it can be revised or changed at any time.
Yeah, so
I mean, if it, to fit, say, another industry that would probably...
yeah, absolutely. So one, we have an opportunity to adjust the fees in the fee schedule, and that's usually done on an annual basis, so that's a reoccurring opportunity. But every new person or every new industry that would want this agreement, we'd take it out, we'd use this as a starting point, but I'm sure their attorney would have some comments, and then we'd have to maybe, mold it a little bit to a specific industry. But the goal here was to protect our plant and protect ourselves from some potential that harm could come to the plant, and we don't want that. So that's what this is going to protect us from. This puts us in a real good position. I'm pretty comfortable with that agreement.
Okay.
So you're looking from us to approve this, or if we want some changes made yet?
Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it, Jim. I think we were ready at this point as a staff to recommend its approval.
Does anybody have any other questions on this?
I think it's a good start. Yeah, I think it's a very good start. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
David. And like I said, it's something we can always revise if needed down the road, or if anybody else, if something else comes in, I think it's a great way to start. Good.
So I guess if everybody's comfortable with it, I'd look for a motion to move it forward.
I'll make that motion to move forward the industrial wastewater discharge permit.
I'll second the motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, anything else on that part?
Nothing on that one, no.
Okay, then we'll move on to the 2019 street project, the update.
So I'll let you guys know where we're at. Excuse me. The area that 2nd Street up by the church and schools up there, that's all surveyed and in my designer's hands now. We're working on that every day. Met with both schools principals. The ground superintendent for Rectory Schools was also there, and also the church to get a stakeholder input on the crosswalks up there, bus patterns, that kind of things. Gordy and I met with that whole group. Very receptive, very helpful, very excited to get input on it this early on. Their main concerns were based on schedule. When's the work going to be done? How does this impact summer school? Can parents still get here to drop off their kids? And the answer to all of those is yes, but I appreciated their willingness to move things around, also their willingness to work with us on timing, and again, just they offered also to send out any newsletters for their parents and that kind of thing as the project moves on. So fantastic input from that group. I think that was a good start in the right direction. Then you'll see more meetings with Stearns County coming up associated with the Main Street portion of it. There's some funding changes they'd like to make, potentially having us lead the Stearns County portion of their project and them reimbursing us because they don't really have a lot to do. It's just supposed to be a mill and overlay for them. So look for more information on that probably at your next meeting with the input from the county and that guy. So other than that, things are going well. I'm pretty happy with what we're seeing out there. Progress is being made, looking to have, I would like to have some general plans toward the, after Thanksgiving here, maybe middle of December, to take a look at it with the council or at least with staff for sure, as we move forward toward bidding in the late winter, early spring. So.
Have you gotten a lot of response from like First Street South or North about curb and gutter? I mean, I know the council pulled it off because of the financial end of it,
Yep.
but
I have heard from a few residents that were disappointed, especially First Street North. That was the area that was a little bit of disappointment. I would say it is a mixed bag though. There are people that are happy that they aren't seeing curb and gutter because they know that, you know, wider street and encroachment on their lawns, you know, worried about driveway lengths and that kind of thing. So I have seen a mixed bag, but I have heard some disappointment that, you know, if we're going to do it, we should do it all the way right away. So I guess and when we were making those decisions, it was cost-based, and I think we all understand that. But the input is out there from both ends for sure.
okay. Anybody else have any questions?
It sounds like doing pretty well.
It is. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way things are going. Nothing terribly surprising with the survey, which is fantastic because it certainly can go the other way pretty fast too. So there's going to be some good changes in the area of town that we're working on now. We're going to see some big improvements up by those schools and south of church too. You're going to see some big improvements with streets that don't line up now, but in the future we're going to certainly make them closer. They're not going to be perfect, but they're going to be a lot closer than they are now, while still accommodating the parking that residents are accustomed to. So far so good.
Thank you, Dave, for doing that, taking the lead on that.
Any other questions for him? Thanks, Dave.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Move on to department report for this evening. We'll start with the police report. Chief.
Mr. Mayor, Council, good evening. Start off with just a monthly report for July. This year, there were 124 total incidents for the month. 8 medicals, 8 suspicious activities, 41 traffic stops with 56 warnings and 10 citations. In those traffic stops, we had 5 narcotics violations and 1 DWI, and then 67 miscellaneous calls for service. Currently, just for anybody that's interested, we're accepting sealed bids. It's on a forfeited vehicle from a DWI earlier this year. It's a 2001 Audi A6 Quattro. We're accepting them through this Friday at noon. There's a informational sheet here posted on the board here and at City Hall, and also one in Cold Spring with information on how to put a bid in and more information about the vehicle for anybody that's interested. Fraud presentations. They've been around for a long time. The different phone calls you get, the different letters you get, they're becoming more intricate. We do have an officer that puts on a presentation for people, organizations, individuals, businesses, whatever, just to try and get information out on best, recommended practices or information on new and updated frauds that we might be seeing. So if anybody's interested, contact the department. We can set something up. And then also just a reminder about winter parking restrictions. They went into effect November 1st. It's from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. For snow removal, just to make it easier on the guys getting the snow out of the streets and keeping everything clean. So just a reminder to everybody that it's going into effect. And then just not so much for the council, but for anybody watching, we've had a couple incidents in the last month or two on traffic stops with people. An officer will stop them. Driver of the car then gets out of the car and tries to go back to the officer to either complain, have a conversation. Safest practice is to just wait in your vehicle, let them approach you. We don't, whether it's traffic related, we don't know why you're getting out of the car. It just makes it safer for everybody to just wait in your car and wait in the vehicle and let the officer approach you. So anybody that has questions, we can definitely answer those if they want to contact the office. And that's all I have, unless you guys have questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
Public Works, Gordy Dingman.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm kind of like to come last at these little things because I can keep crossing them off as Dave and the officers go ahead and do their reports. I can cross them off my list because it makes mine a little shorter. Cindy said hurry up and don't sit up here all night. So that's exactly the reason why I went first, I suppose. Compost. Compost typically gets closed November 1st. We've been leaving it open because the weather was fairly decent. However, over last night and then this morning it changed kind of quickly. November 1st was the deadline for closing the compost. What I've been doing is leaving the compost open throughout the day when I'm there. But more than likely, now that the weather has changed, it's going to start slowing down. We're going to probably not open it on Saturdays. We're going to start shutting it down so I can get that cleaned up and then haul the stuff that we have there away so we can get it cleaned up for the winter. So it looks like the long-range forecast is supposed to be cold and crappy again this weekend, so I don't know how much more lawn work people are going to get done. So my idea is to start shutting her down, so that's what we're going to be doing here. So street sweeping. I've been doing some street sweeping. I got a round and a half done. I got another half a round to go. Typically I do it 2 times in the fall. I got all those leaves up out of the catch basins and stuff like that. So hopefully we can get that stuff taken care of yet, possibly next week, because the weather is going to be decent this week. If it gets too cold, the sweeper actually freezes up is what happens. So I gotta leave that put away. Some of you have been asking about Pumper 2. Pumper 2 is on its, I'm in the process of putting it together. My goal is to have it running on Friday. I probably won't have the front clip back on it, but I will have it running. That was my goal. I found some burnt off wires in the engine compartment area. So I rewired those terminals and stuff. That all works. So like I say, it's just in the process now, getting the exhaust manifolds on, adjusting the valves, and then starting the truck up. And then I can get the front clip on the radiator in it, and we can finish it up. I want to get that project out of there for the next project that's coming in. So the next project that's coming in is I picked up that toolbox for the White City truck. The other one was rusted out. You gave me the go-ahead to fix that.
I do have that box in the shop right now, back half of that truck. So I'm in the process of taking the tools out of the old toolbox and cleaning that truck up. And I'm almost ready to take that box off, pop the new one back on. So what I'll do there is I'll just take the skid loader with extended forks and I can lift our old box off the white truck and then put the other one back on. So we've done it before. I kind of put that truck together when we first got it. It was a total out truck. So it's nothing kind of new to me, so we'll be fixing that up. Dave reported that we met with the schools, so I won't touch on that no more. One little concern that we've had, we have a cellular company that has been walking up and down Main Street. And I stopped to find out what kind of going on. I've seen them in town a couple times. And what it is a cell company that is looking up to put up little antennas. Evidently we have some dead spots in our downtown area for cellular service. I don't know where it would be, but they're telling us there's something in there. So they're working with the county about putting some poles on Main Street. And I voiced my concern that we've spent a lot of money getting rid of poles on Main Street. We just don't want to put more poles up. They can't use the existing poles that are there through Excel Energy because they don't allow anything to be put on their power poles anymore. And as far as the city poles, the black poles are concerned, the decorative poles, I told them you had to have permission through the city because they're owned by the city. And they told me that the poles weren't tall enough. So we are working with the county because it is a county road and county has the right of way. And right now nobody can stop them from doing it. So like I say, we're working with the county. Is there a way that they can put a decorative pole up if they need to? It's all in the design portion of it right now, so we don't know exactly when this is all going to take place, but I just want to give you guys a heads up that there might be some stuff going on with that, so just giving you guys a heads up.
Was this something that was not, that the city knew that there's a problem with this?
We don't take care of any utilities regarding that, so we
No,
don't
I mean, I've never heard anybody having a problem with.
We don't know what it is. No clue. They just said that there's some dead spots, so I have no idea what it's all about. It's just, they're looking at doing something with that. Parking restrictions. They touched a little bit on the parking for the snow removal, parking restrictions. There's still no parking in the downtown corridor from Grant Avenue to Ivy Avenue after hours. So from 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock in the morning, there's basically no parking there. Everybody kind of knows that. The snow ordinance, they talked about it. I basically have the sign right here. When there's a snow event, no parking, period. That's basically what it says. Any measurable snow, no parking at all. So during those hours, so basically from November 1st to 31st, basically no parking on. You get snow on the ground, keep your car off the street. Simple as that. The shoveling part of it, it's a 24 hours with measurable snow. Our ordinance, we've changed that a little bit throughout the last time, but snow ordinance, as far as sidewalks are concerned, any measurable snow, it used to say 2 inches, but we took that away from that portion of it. We said it's measurable snow, and you got a 24-hour period to clean your sidewalks off. And it's just that simple. So that's all I have, unless somebody has a question on me.
The next thing on underneath is resolution 175-18 declaring excess property and authorizing disposal of. That's the Kubota that we replaced. More or less, we're gonna let Gordy figure out how we can get the best bang for his buck out of it, but we have to give the authority so he can get rid of it. So.
I'll make a motion, we give the authority to do that, we gotta get rid of it, so.
Yeah, we don't have the room for it, nor does it work for what we need the tractor for. And of course, you declared excess property. What we'll do then is Cindy and I will write something up regarding it, what year it is, what it is. We do have engine problems with it, we know that, and we will disclose that it does overheat when we use it. And it's a 1980 model, so it's an old tractor. But nevertheless, we will disclose what we've all done to it and what's all wrong with it, and see what happens.
I will make that motion.
There's a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anything else, Gordy?
Other than I had to go out sanding this morning. Didn't plan on it, but we did go out sanding. We did put a little bit on the hills and the intersections downtown here. Other than that, I kind of left everything else kind of go because I'm still trying to sweep streets. So, but nevertheless, that's in the nature of the beast. So the plow truck is officially been used.
Thanks.
You bet.
All right, thanks, Gordy. Moving on, first item up on council report is the EDA. Mike, do you have some?
All that we got going on just right now is with the new brochures, we're working with the CNC and we're contacting businesses for ads. We're gonna complete that by the 19th of November and move forward from there. Our next meeting is November 20th at 6:30.
Thanks, Mike. Planning, Larry or Tim? Didn't have a meeting?
We had a meeting, there wasn't a lot discussed. It was just kind of went over the stuff what we're doing, same conversation we've had, but there's really nothing more than that. It was a short meeting.
Pretty light.
Recording Trail, Tim?
We have no meeting this month.
Okay, Tri-City Cable? I don't think anybody went. Or
I
did-
attended the Tri-City Cable, I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
And they're working on purchasing new microphones for in here. And that was the thing that was approved for here. And the Tri-City Cable will pay for the new microphones, so. You're supposed to get better sound, it's easier to pick up, because some of you, it's hard to pick up the sound. And so they'll have those in January, I think, is when they'll have the new ones.
Just for records, I did go to the meeting, but just went to the wrong darn room. Went to the room we're supposed to, we have another before, and there was nobody there. So I went to the office and they said, no, there's no meeting tonight. I said, okay. And that didn't work.
That didn't work. All right, moving on. Resolution 176-18, acceptance of the resignation of Cindy Anderson. I understand she is leaving us for a new position. And looking for us to approve her resignation, accepting her resignation as of, what is it, the 15th?
Yeah.
15th of November
On the last day.
would be your last day,
What day?
the 15th.
It's really a formality, because 15th is my last day, whether they approve it or not.
Are you at the meeting that, 15th meeting? We have a meeting that day.
You do have a meeting, you will have
Workshop.
a nice fresh face over here. She'll be back.
I'll make a motion 176-18 to accept the resignation of Cindy Anderson.
I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. With that, resolution 177-18, authorization of formal advertisement and posting of the deputy clerk position. With my conversation with Tessa, with the city administrator, she would like us to advertise for the position of deputy clerk, so that when she comes back in, hopefully we can find somebody to come in and get applications. And it is all in your packet already. So,
Part of this resolution is, and I know you talked to Tessa about it, is also putting together a hiring committee. This position is very different than what you went through to hire the city administrator. So that you used a much larger group to do the interviewing. This is really the administrator doing this, but having obviously maybe a rep from the council and the mayor, or if the mayor wants two councils, something like that. So appointing those two on there, and you don't have to do it tonight. We can leave that for next
Next week.
or you can. And
we'll leave that up to the November 15th meeting.
Okay.
We'll decide at that.
So I'll
meeting.
take that portion out of
When's the
that
time to do it?
resolution, and she'll have a new resolution in there.
Yeah,
For
just take
that,
that,
yeah.
4 more.
Yep.
Put more in there, yeah.
But other than, I'd look for a motion to approve or a motion to Authorize formal advertisement and posting of deputy clerk position.
I'll make that motion for resolution 177-18. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Other matters of concern, tremendous night, road closures. We need to send the information into the county to close Main Street for the December 7th. Tremendous night. I'd look for a motion to approve having Cindy send this in.
It's really the same as last year. They're closing it at Grant and up to Ivy.
I'll just say the same as last year.
Same.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to approve the permit application.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Our next council meeting is Thursday, November 15th. We will be canvassing the election results from last night at that meeting. And we should have a full council that night. Does anybody else have anything to add before we adjourn? If not, meeting adjourned.